Do you remember this scene in Fast and Furious?
More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari.
Right now, that Ferrari is cheaper than the Toyota Supra. What if I told you the Fast and Furious, the movie that introduced millions of people to JDM culture, actually ruined the car prices and gave us a generation of racers? Before the first movie, tuner culture was underground. It was about building fast, well-engineered cars that could destroy exotic cars on a budget. Now, classic JDM cars are selling for insane prices, and every car meet is filled with cheap, poorly modified Fast and Furious wannabe. So, how did we go from the real performance builds to fake vents and giant wings? And why are JDM cars now worth as much as Ferraris? Let's break down how the Fast and Furious destroyed affordable car culture and turned it into a joke. Before the Fast and the Furious, cars like the Toyota Supra MK4, Nissan Skyline GTR and Mazda RX-7 were popular, but they weren't untouchable. But once these cars became Hollywood stars, their values skyrocketed. Suddenly, everyone wanted a Fast and Furious car, and prices went through the roof. Now, a clean Supra Turbo sells for over $100,000. A low mileage R34 GTR, except to pay $150,000+ or more for special editions. Even once affordable cars like the Eclipse GSX, Nissan 350Z and the Honda S2000 have been massive price jumps. What was once an accessible tuner car scene has turned into a playground for rich collectors and investors. Real car enthusiasts, we got priced out. To prove my point, let's compare Mark IV Supra to a similar car, like the Mitsubishi GTO, also known as 3000 GT. On average, a clean Mitsubishi 3000 GT is around $24,000, which is a reasonable price for a 90s Japanese classic car. Meanwhile, if you want a Mark IV Supra, on average you have to pay $76,000. If you want a Supra Turbo manual, you have to pay $100,000+. Both the 3000 GT and Supra are 6-cylinder Japanese car from 1990s. Their main difference is that one of them was in Fast and the Furious and the other wasn't. Not only did Fast and the Furious ruin the car prices, but it also introduced the world to a new kind of car guy, the racer. Before the movies, tuning was about performance. You build your car to be fast, handle better, and actually improve on stock. But after the Fast and the Furious, everyone wanted to look fast, not to actually be fast. Cue the era of body kits, fake vents and unnecessary wings. People started slapping NOS stickers on their cars, thinking it made them faster. Cars with massive exhaust but no real power mods flooded the streets. Instead of building real performance cars, people just copied what they saw in the movies badly. And it didn't stop there. Here is the worst part. It's not just the Supra, Skyline and RX-7. Because those cars became unaffordable, people moved to other JDM cars, driving their prices up too. Nissan 350Z used to be cheap, now prices are climbing. Honda S2000s, once a bargain, now forget it. Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, good luck finding one at a reasonable price. Even cars that weren't in Fast and Furious are seeing price hikes just because they've shared the same JDM DNA. And thanks to the rise of collectors and investors, prices will never go back down. So, did the Fast and the Furious completely destroy car culture? It did bring new people into the scene and help spread JDM culture worldwide. Without it, some people might never have fallen in love with cars. But at the same time, it turned legendary JDM cars into overpriced collector's items, flooded the scene with fake enthusiasts who only care about looks, helped popularize bad mods, fake tuning and unrealistic street racing fantasies. Real cars enthusiasts still exist, but if you want to keep car culture alive, you need to respect the builds, appreciate real performance and not just copy Hollywood trends. So what do you think? Did the Fast and the Furious do more harm than good for car culture? Let me know in the comments. And if you love real cars, real tunings and real driving, make sure to like, subscribe and stay tuned for more. This is the Racing Helmet, and I will see you in the next video.